Have you ever had that inexplicable feeling in your heart, that strange intuition? As if something or someone was calling to you? You may have ignored these signs, thinking they were a figment of your imagination. But what if these signs came from Allah Himself? What if these impressions, these persistent thoughts, were the divine message that you have not yet opened? Today, we will explore how Allah speaks to you through your heart and guides you with signs that you cannot ignore. The question is, are you ready to open this divine message, or would you rather miss out on an incredible blessing? Stay with us, because what you discover might just change the way you view the signs in your life. 1. The echo of your soul. When your heart speaks louder than your reason. There are times in life when something invisible creeps into your heart like a silent but persistent whisper. It's this strange feeling that refuses to dissipate, a thought that pursues you, overwhelms you for no apparent reason. Perhaps you have felt this sensation when thinking of someone, a name that keeps coming up, or a face that haunts you during your silent moments. This is not a simple coincidence. Signs from Allah do not always manifest themselves in visible or dramatic events. Sometimes they settle gently, in the tranquility of your heart, like subtle but powerful vibrations. When your soul pushes you in a particular direction, Allah sends you a message. Are there people in your life who you deeply feel play a divine role, even if you can't explain it? This could be an indication that your heart is picking up a message that Allah wants you to understand. But make no mistake, not all feelings come from you alone. They can be the answer to the sincere invocations you make every day, a calling that you have not yet fully grasped. This inner feeling is more than a passing emotion. It is a sign of proximity to divine guidance. The human mind is limited, but the heart is a direct path to the soul. If you find yourself in this person's presence often, and your heart tells you that there is something meaningful about this relationship, then maybe it's not just a casual encounter. Perhaps it is Allah making you understand, in a gentle but firm way, that it is time to pay attention to this connection. It's not your imagination. It is an invitation to deeper understanding. Do not confuse these moments of divine inspiration with fleeting thoughts. The mind may be turbulent, influenced by worldly distractions, but the heart remains pure, a place where divine truth is inscribed. If your heart is at peace with this person, and this connection brings you closer to righteousness, then there is a beautiful intention behind this connection. But if, on the contrary, a feeling of unease, doubt, or conflict persists, then be vigilant. Perhaps Allah is alerting you that it is time to reevaluate this bond before it becomes an obstacle for your soul. 2. Obstacles and facilities. Allah guides you subtly. There is a powerful principle that you must keep in mind. Everything that happens in your life is not a coincidence. Every event, every encounter, every situation is under divine control. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, opens doors where you least expect them, and sometimes He closes others to protect you, even if at the time you don't understand why. It is in these times of doubt that you must learn to trust His plan. You've probably experienced this at some point, a project that seemed stuck for weeks, and suddenly, a solution comes as if by miracle. A person you didn't expect, with whom you thought you had no chance of getting along, becomes a source of blessing in your life. Everything starts to flow easily without forcing. This is Allah who opens the way. It is He who, in His great mercy, facilitates what you thought impossible. Every door that opens is a sign of His kindness. But conversely, when you feel that despite all your efforts, something remains frozen, that misunderstandings accumulate, or that everything seems to be complicated for no obvious reason, it is not a simple coincidence. These are the signs from Allah which tell you, do not go any further, it is not good for you. These obstacles These tensions and these setbacks are not there to punish you, but to guide you towards what is best for you, even if you do not immediately see the benefits. Allah keeps you away from what could harm your soul, even if the pain of the moment makes you doubt this wisdom. It is in these moments of uncertainty that your faith must be stronger. Look around you, look at the signs. If things seem to be going smoothly, if you feel fluidity in your relationships and your projects, it may be a clear message from Allah. You are on the right track. On the contrary, if you find yourself in situations where you constantly feel held back, where you encounter insurmountable obstacles, do not interpret these moments as a failure, but as an invitation to redirect your gaze, to listen to what your heart feels, and to review your choices. What you perceive as a difficulty today could well be a blessing in disguise, a subtle message from Allah to keep you away from that which could distance you from His mercy. Let these signs guide your steps. Trust in Allah, even when the path seems obscure, for He is the one who knows what is hidden beyond your horizon. 3. Your intuition is not a coincidence. Allah speaks to you through it. There are times in your life when you have this inexplicable feeling, this deep certainty that seems to come from nowhere. Perhaps you feel an inexplicable attraction to a person, or on the contrary, an immediate discomfort for no apparent reason. Do you ever feel a direction to follow, an inner voice pushing you forward or backward, although you cannot explain it with words or rational reasons? This is not a simple coincidence. Intuition, this secret breath of the heart, is one of the means by which Allah guides us. It is not a product of the human mind, but a subtle means by which Allah lights your path, without you always being fully aware of it. Intuition is like a key that your soul uses to access divine guidance. It allows you to sense, even before you fully understand, the direction Allah wants you to take. This is why, sometimes, you can have this feeling of going in a direction without immediately understanding the reasons. But you feel deep down that this is what you have to do. The question that arises is, how can we distinguish a divine intuition from a simple impulse or illusion? The answer lies in the inner peace it brings you. A true sign from Allah soothes you, opens your mind and heart, and fills you with serenity. It's a feeling of inner calm that opens you to confidence and the certainty that you are on the right path. If you feel this peace, this tranquility, you can be sure that you are receiving a message of divine guidance. But if this feeling plunges you into incessant doubts, anxiety, or inner conflict, then it does not come from Allah. It is not a divine peace, but a sign of alarm. The true signs of Allah, even if they are powerful, never bring distress. On the contrary, they eliminate doubt and offer you absolute clarity. If your intuition is generating tension, then maybe it's not the right time, or this person is not the one you should be giving your attention to. Allah speaks to you through this inner feeling. It is an instrument of spiritual guidance, but like any sign, you must learn to listen to it with discernment. When your heart finds peace, it is because Allah opens the way for you. When anxiety and turmoil set in, take this as a signal from the soul warning you of a path that does not lead to divine tranquility. Chapter 4. Dreams. A divine language not to be ignored. Dreams have always been considered a door open to mystery, a space where the visible and the invisible meet. In these moments of sleep, our soul rises beyond our everyday life, and sometimes Allah speaks to us through what we see in our dreams. It is a way for Him to guide us, warn us, or direct us about important aspects of our lives, sometimes even about a particular person. But this divine language is subtle, and everything should not be interpreted in a simplistic way. There is a fundamental difference between dreams that come from your soul those that are reflections of your fears and desires, and those that are truly messages sent from Allah. Sometimes Allah places clear symbols, images, situations, or even scenes in your dreams. It's like a silent conversation, a way for Him to guide you without you being fully aware of His presence. These dreams are not coincidences, but a form of divine communication. If you dream about a person and this dream intrigues you, inspires you, or warns you in a particular way, it is a sign that you need to pay attention to this relationship. But don't forget that, like all divine guidance, it must be approached with discernment. However, it is crucial not to give too much weight to each dream. Not all dreams are divine revelations. Sometimes it's just reflections from your own mind, unresolved thoughts and emotions that come out during the night. Still other times, dreams can be illusions, traps of the mind that seek to deceive or lead you astray. This happens, especially when you are immersed in worries or anxieties. It is therefore essential to exercise discernment and not give too much credence to dreams that do not resonate with peace and spiritual clarity. Dreams that deserve special attention are often recurring. They arise several times, always with the same intensity, or they leave a lasting imprint on your heart. This is when you can start asking yourself questions. Is Allah trying to show me something? If a recurring dream deeply disturbs you or inspires spiritual reflection in you, it may well be a sign from Him. But in any case, remember that understanding a dream comes with prayer. Ask Allah for clarity and wisdom to understand the meaning of what you have seen. Do not draw too hasty conclusions, but seek understanding through prayer and meditation. Dreams are a form of divine guidance, but they require patience and discernment. When you feel spiritual clarity after a dream, take it as a sign, a clue that might light your path. But don't forget to always ask Allah to help you discern truth from falsehood and to guide you according to what is best for you and your soul. 5. The test of time. What is destined remains. What is an illusion fades. Time, in all its majesty, is a divine filter that purifies and separates what is true from what is not. What is destined to be in your life by the will of Allah will remain, despite obstacles, pauses, or even temporary separations. If Allah has included a person in your destiny, even the most difficult trials will not be able to keep them away from you. This person will remain a pillar in your life, at the right time, in the right measure, no matter what trials you go through. This is a sign of the greatness of Allah's plan. But anything that seems too ephemeral, anything that is fragile and uncertain, will naturally fade away. When something is an illusion, a temporary test placed in your path, it will always dissipate eventually, no matter how hard you try to maintain it. If a person or relationship is not what Allah intended for you, you will eventually see that despite your efforts, it does not last. Time acts as a revealer here. Allah is gently guiding you towards what is truly meant for you, and it is part of His perfect plan. It is often in these moments of separation or loss that we hold on, hoping that things will turn out the way we want them to. But never run after a person whose path Allah takes away from yours. Let Allah be the master of your heart and your relationships. If this person should come back into your life, they will come back at the divinely planned time with the necessary balance and wisdom. Don't let your mind get lost in the fight against what is beyond your control. Love, friendship, sincere bonds, everything that is destined to stay always ends up finding its balance. Allah teaches us that what is meant to be with us will flourish naturally and without undue effort. If a relationship or person withdraws from your life, it is a sign that this connection is not part of Allah's great plan for you. Let this person go with the certainty that what is for you will return in due time with the blessing of Allah. Time purifies and sets the stage for what is truly done for your spiritual and emotional well-being. Things that don't last, that are futile or superficial fade away. What is true and sincere, what is recorded by Allah, persists through time and trials. Follow this truth with confidence, and you will see that inner peace comes from accepting the divine process. There you have it. The signs are there. They appear all around you and deep in your heart. Allah continually speaks to those who know how to listen. But the question remains, will you open this message or continue to ignore these precious divine revelations? If this video has awakened an awareness in you, do not hesitate to share this message with those who need it, as like if you found these tips useful, and especially to subscribe so you don't miss any of our spiritual videos that will help you better understand divine guidance in your life. Open your heart, listen to Allah, and be ready to receive what He has planned for you.